welcome back to Helsingborg, Sweden for the IPF 2019 World Classic Powerlifting Championships. And we are getting underway with the afternoon session here. Our first lifter on the platform, Agnes Stoitala from Iceland, looking for an 80 kilogram squat to open her campaign. In this session, we'll have the Masters 3, 57 kilos, and then we'll also be moving on. Great depth. Looked very, very deep. Only been competing for 3 years, and she's on the board with 3 white lights.
First load it. First load it.
Judith Drent now from the US of A, 80 kilograms on the bar.
Yana for Russia, 80 kilo.
Nice, comfortable walkout. Just trying to get the bar nice and steady there. Gets the squat command. A little bit shaky with those first lift nerves, but brushed off the cobwebs to get the 2 white lights. Caroline Ganif now from Ireland.
It's a good lift.
82.5 kilograms.
Ina Polas from Netherlands. 85 kilo on the bar.
Yeah, the guys from Ireland have got a busy session out there today. The number of athletes competing in this session on both platforms.
Bars loaded for Ina Kulhas.
Her best lift, 87.5. 3 years competition experience. And some great coaches in her corner. Just see her lift that head up at the end there and the speed improve dramatically. She gets that on the board with 3 white lights. Svetlana Eremenko from Russia, 87.5.
Sorry, no lift. You have to wait for the start signal, and it wasn't deep enough.
Don't forget, we've got all the action happening on both platforms here, and you can watch those both platforms live online.
85 kilo we keep.
Svetlana Eremenko from Russia, 87.5.
The bars loaded. Welcome up from USA, Kathleen Marksteiner.
Moves it nice and fast. Let's see what the referees say. Not deep enough. Just cutting it a little bit shy there. Probably a little bit of first lift nerves.
100 kilo on the bar.
I don't think that's going to cause any major problems for her. So Edith Warney from France now 100 kilograms. Of course, the spotters and loaders
It's a good lift.
have already had a big day, and it's not over yet. Doing a great job out there.
Next lifter, 90 kilo.
100 kilograms on the bar for Edith from France.
Bars loaded for Daisy Blondin, France.
Only got 5 lifters in this weight class. Fast into the hole. Did she get all the way down there? Not deep enough.
1 minute rest, stop.
Next lifter,
They're
Susan
just
Farrell
not getting in deep enough there.
from South Africa.
And because there's only 5
92.5
lifters in
kilo on the
this
bar.
flight, they get an extra 1 minute's
And the bar is
rest
loaded. Welcome in.
before the
Susan
start of the next
Farrell.
round,
With 5 minutes rest because it's only 5
as according to the IPF rules. So 5 lifters doesn't require enough recovery and turnaround, so they actually add an extra minute on to make sure they have enough. So whilst we wait for that minute to roll over, of course, none of this is possible without the support of some amazing sponsors that we have. Alico, who just continually raise the bar, and I know I talk about them all the time, but I talk about them because they are absolutely fantastic equipment. Those weight plates you see on those bars are calibrated so precisely. If you ever get your hands on one, take it to the gym, weigh it, and then weigh a standard gym plate and look at the difference. When you're lifting a 25 kilo plate from Alico, it is a 25 kilo plate. And of course, they're lifting bars as well. Absolutely the finest on the planet. Designed specifically for powerlifting.
Bars loaded for
With that patented waffle knurling. And I think they're about 25,000 PSI tensile steel. So you can load those things up and they're not going to flex and shake around and make it difficult for you. So here we are, back to the start now. 85 kilos for Agnes Stoita from Iceland. Gets in deep. It looked like a better lift than the first one. Looks like she's gotten into those nerves. She gets the 2 white lights.
And then we start the second round with Lisa Madsen.
Judith strength now from the USA, 85 kilograms.
82.5 kilo.
Iron. Bar loaded 1 minute. Ireland. Eremenko next lifter.
So just a smidge under her personal best.
Bars loaded.
USA.
Lisa Madsen.
Just getting that bar pulled in tight. Pulling the elbows in. Trying to get that whole system as tight as possible. Oh, having to work hard for it. Was she deep enough? Not quite.
Sorry.
And they're just not quite hitting depth there at the moment.
Sorry, no lift. Was a little bit too heavy.
5 kgs on the bar record for
85 kilo on the bar for Ina Kulhast.
Carolyn Kniff from Ireland now, 87.5. This will equal her personal best. Only been competing for 3 years. And powerlifting in Ireland is just growing and growing and growing. And a big thanks to that, a big part of that has certainly been the coaches. Gets that chest up and you can see the speed pick up as she lifts that chest and she gets the 3 white lights. It's on the board. Svetlana Eremenko from Russia now, 90 kilos. She missed her 87.5 opener. Just didn't quite get down deep enough. And she's really going to have to sink this one in, and you can see the nerves starting to kick in a little bit. Pressure's on a little bit. But she's got plenty of experience, 24 years competing. And she knows how to handle the pressure. That depth looks a lot better. Stands it up. And let's see what the referee's saying. It's a good lift. It's on the board. So we load the bar to 100 kilos now for Edith Guiney from France. Again, not getting this in our opening lift. Just having a little bit of trouble with depth. And she has plenty of experience, so she'll be handling that decision without any problems. She'll just come out and do her job. She's just going to walk out, get her job done, get it on the board. See, a little bit more focused on this one. Confident walk out. She's going to sink this deep, deep, deep. And she had to work a little bit for it. It's going to be very close. Let's see what they say. She gets the 2 white lights. That's enough. And it's on the board. And of course, only 5 lifters, so we add a minute on now for some extra rest for these ladies because it's such a short flight. And of course, talking about our sponsors, Uplift came to the IPF with a fantastic sponsorship, and I was there in 2018 when they signed the sponsorship deal. An absolutely fantastic platform, online coaching platform, bringing quality coaches from around the world to athletes and connecting them. And it's not just a normal online app. You actually, to be listed as an Uplift coach, you've actually got to go through a process and qualifications and interviews. So you know when you sign up to Uplift, you are getting yourself with a very high quality coach that know what they're doing, and they've got the experience as well. Quite a number of IPF coaches you'll see here and athletes engaged with Uplift. I'm engaged with Uplift as well as an Uplift coach. All right, now Judith Drenth now from the USA, 85 kilograms. Missed this on a second. Now wants to come out here and get that extra 5 kilos on the board. And here comes Judith now. She wants to put this on the board. You can see her focus is increased. Having to work, but she gets it to the top. And was she deep enough on that one? She was. She certainly was deep enough. We load the bar now for 90 kilograms. Carolyn Kniff from Ireland. And there, the 2 coaches from Ireland, not just great coaches, have done an amazing amount of work for powerlifting in Ireland as well. They have certainly done a lot of work. And you'll see them regularly at international events. And a great couple of guys. And we'll get lucky enough this afternoon with Jay, the big man there, will be joining us in the commentary. 90 kilograms for Carolyn Kniff from Ireland. Having to work hard, lifts that chest. Got that chest up at the end there and just manages to pull the hips through and gets the 3 white lights. But it gets it on the board. Agnes Duita from Iceland now, 90 kilograms. So the bar is loaded. And we're just waiting to see where she is. And she comes. She's had 2 good lifts so far. And she can put a third one on the board. Depth is good. And just came a little bit forward there. You can see it get a little bit off balance. And the bar dipped down a little bit. And unfortunately, that's a no lift. But big effort. Svetlana Adamenko from Russia now, 95 kilograms. Didn't get off to the greatest start, but rectified that on a second. Now looking to get 95 on there for a third. So 95 kilograms for Svetlana. It's in deep on that one. There's a little bit of lateral movement there, but it should be okay, and it is, and gets the 2 white lights. It's on the board. 105 now from Edith Guinness from France. And then we'll move straight to the Masters 2, 57 kilo. Again, a little bit of a hiccup on her opening lift, but her experience showed through. And she came out and absolutely nailed it on a second. Now looking for 105. They put her in a very commanding position. She's having to work hard. She gets it back up. What do the referees say? No lift, not getting down deep enough. Just not quite sinking it in there. And now we move straight into Masters 257. Rozina Gabala from Poland with 85 kilograms. Opening up on a personal best. Very confident walkout. Head comes up, chest comes up, hips through. What do the referees say? 3 white lights. And Karina Solhag from Sweden, 90 kilos to open her campaign. 52 years of age, only a couple of years competition experience. And here at the World Championships in our home country. And of course, Sweden, the homeland of Aliko. Has to do a little bit of work there, but it looks okay, and it is. That's a good lift. 95 kilograms now. Victoria Cederholm from Sweden. Very happy looking athlete. Looking like she's enjoying her day here so far. Sinks it in, has to work a little bit, just a little bit mistimed there, but recovers really well and gets the 3 white lights. And the first lift nerves are out of the way now. Jane Bernsten from Norway. We're next lifter at 102.5. And going for 1 rack in, 1 rack out. And she's got a support crowd there as well. Opening with 102.5. And very, very smooth. That should be a good lift, and it is. Very smooth, very clean lift, and a little bit of a smile to the crowd as she walks off. Alina Badina from Russia now. 107.5. $107.5 kilos for Elina from Russia. And it is going to be a tight field for the top 5 positions in this category. Very confident walk out. It looks very steady under the bar. Takes that deep breath. It's quick and it's strong. Was it deep enough? Not quite, they say. Referees say not quite deep enough. But she'll rectify that. Melissa Mitchell from the USA now, also 107.5. She is psyched for this lift. She wants to put this one on the board, get it out of the way, and then have some fun. Sinks it in. It's a little bit off balance, but recovers it very, very well. And the referees say not quite deep enough. And I think we'll see the US coach come and have a chat to the jury about that one. So if it's 2-1, the coach can actually approach the jury and ask them to look at the lift. The jury has decided that they've looked and wasn't deep enough. Petra Zhinkova from Czechia, 110 kilograms. Just shy of her personal best of 115. A little bit unsteady, but very strong. And that should get rid of the nerves, and it's 3 white lights. Jodie McPeak now from Canada, 112.5. And these top three are very, very close. And when we look at the predicted totals, the top four, and top five, there's not a whole lot in it. A 112.5. Very strong lift. And she gets it in there with 2 white lights. M2-M4 from the USA now, 115 kilograms. "55 years of age, 29 years competing." You see her just getting focused, getting the oxygen in. Get this first one on the board. Working it to the top, pushes the hips through. And it's a good lift. So we stay at 115 now. Karen Burns, Great Britain. "115 kilograms. See her shuffling those hands in, trying to get as close as she can. Tighten that system up. You want that back and that whole system be tight. So it drives like a piston. Very quick to the bottom, gets the bounce out. Wasn't the neatest lift we've ever seen, but he got the job done, and it's 3 white lights. So come around now for their second round. So 90 kilos goes on the bar for Grażyna Gabela from Poland. Well over her personal best of 80 kilograms. She's only been lifting competitively for 1 year. And here we are at the World Championships in Sweden. Rushed the walk out just a little bit there, but she regained her balance, takes that deep breath. And just got a little bit offset here. You can see her start to twist, to move a little bit laterally in the hips there. And it just sunk down, back down a little bit. So 100 kilos on the bar for Victoria Cederholm from Sweden. And this new design of the competition racks from Alico is fantastic. And I'm sure the spotters are thanking the Alico designers for that. They've got a fantastic lever system to move the racks in and out, making it very easy for the guys to do that very quickly. Has to work hard, gets it to the top. And the referees say it's a good lift. Carina Solhög from Sweden now with 100 kilograms. You can see in that Alico design, the designers have added some extra knurling to the lever arms to help the guys adjust rack heights when it's loaded with weight a little bit easier. Gets the squat command, takes in as much air as she can. Drops it in deep, a little too deep, I think. She's working hard though, and she gets it to the top. I'm not sure how she managed to recover that, but she did, and she gets the 3 white lights. And she knows she sunk that too deep. She's having a laugh with the coach on the way back. Elena Vadina from Russia, 107.5. So, and a little bit of problems with depth on her opening lift here. Needs to come back and rectify this. The weight certainly wasn't too heavy for her, easily manageable. And what she's going to need to do is just sink that in as deep as she can and get this one on the board. Depth looks better on that one. Gets the head up nice and high and the chest forward. And that one's on the board with 3 white lights. Melissa Mitchell, 107.5. Again, not getting depth on her opening lift. She's just going to need to sink this in. She's fired up. Fist pump the spotter there, ready to go. Just going to have to sink this and give it everything. It looks a little better. Let's wait and see what the referees say. It's going to be close and not deep enough. Just not getting it down there. She put herself into all sorts of pressure now. And the coach is going to maybe come into the jury box. Nope, he's going to put the next selection attempt in. And Melissa Mitchell now from the USA. Sorry, Jane Bernstein from Norway, 110 kilograms. Opening with 102.5, now looking for 110. She's looking really fired up, really wants this one on the board. This one's going to edge her a little bit closer to those top runners. Just chip away at that total bit by bit. And that looks like a good lift, and it is. It's another one on the board. Petra Leshkanova from Czechia now, 115 kilograms. Opened at 110 with a good lift. Now wants 115. One of the lighter lifters in the group, weighed in at 55.7. And that 115, if she gets this on the board, is just going to edge her that little bit closer to pegging down those top 3. You just have to keep chipping away with a couple of kilos here and a couple of kilos there. And that should be a good lift, and it is. That's another one on the board. So we load to 120 now for Jodie McPeak from Canada. Looking for a big 120. 120 kilograms. Opened at 112.5 and smoked it. It's a big, powerful lift out. Quick step out. A little bit of work, but she gets it back to the top. Let's see what the referees say, and it's on the board with 2 white lights. Karen Burns, Great Britain, looking for 120 as well. Well over a personal best of 107.5. Let's see how she manages 120. She had no problems with 115. Gets the squat command. You can see her suck that air in. She's having to work, but she gets it there. That looks good from where we're sitting. And it is with 2 white lights. Now we load to a whopping 122.5. Antoinette Kemper from the US of A. And she is looking extremely focused over in the corner, waiting for her call, bar loaded. Plenty of experience. Ex-US Air Force. Now looking to be world champion powerlifter. $122.5. This will do a very nice job of edging her a little bit closer to that top position. And it was tough but smooth, and it goes on the board. So we come around now for their final squat round in the Masters 2 under 57s. $90 kilograms goes on the bar for Razina from Poland. I missed this on her second. You can see the coach there just keeping her calm until it's her turn, until they call. She's just going to need to focus and explode out of the hole. Gets the squat command. And you can see just a lateral movement there. Those hips just shifting left and right and knees falling in. And once that starts to happen, you start distributing the power in all different directions instead of up. And it becomes very difficult to get those forces straight down into the ground. So now we load to 102.5 for Victoria Cederholm from Sweden. You'll often see coaches, hands on shoulders of athletes, hands on belts. They're keeping their athletes' levels of excitement, trying to keep it to a minimum, keep them calm until they get out on that platform. It looked tough, but it looks like she got there. And she did, 102.5. If you're sitting at home and you're new to powerlifting and you want to know about career longevity, just have a look at the Masters. And have a talk to the Masters athletes about progress as well. It takes time. Not every competition is going to be a personal best. It's all about the long, long game. Sometimes you might not get a personal best at a competition. Sometimes you will. And Karina Solhag from Sweden, 102.5, sinks it in. She's working hard. It's still moving up. It's still going up. Hips come through. And she has worked for both those lifts, but she gets it on the board. So 107.5 now, Melissa Mitchell. She's had some problems with depth. She's got herself into all sorts of problems here. She hasn't registered a squat yet. So she is just going to have to give this one everything she's got. This is tough on confidence. This is tough mental game and tough physical right now. She has to try and put those last two lifts behind her. And just treat this as an all new experience. And drop it in deep and explode out. Depth looks a lot better. Let's have a look. Let's see. And it is. It's on the board. She's in by the skin of her teeth there. Elena Medina from Russia, 110 kilograms. So 110 kilograms. And Antoinette Kemper has put in a 128 for a world record attempt on her third. But right now, Elena from Russia, 110 kilograms. Smooth all the way to the top. She doesn't look overly happy with that lift though, and that's why she knows she cut that a little bit short. Let's have a look at the replay here. Just cutting a little bit shy. Jane Bernsten now from Norway, 112.5. We've got a little bit of a battle for the bronze medal in the squad here. And there's places 2 and 3, both looking for 122.5. And McPeak with the advantage, weighing a little bit lighter. But right now, Bernsen smooth all the way through, and it's on the board, and she is ecstatic about that one. So 117.5 now for Petra from Czechia. Petra Mezhinkova from Czechia. Looking for 117.5. She's had 2 good lifts at 110 and 115, and taking that nice little 2.5 kilo jump to a third. And just trying to ensure she gets it on the board. Depth is good, power is good, gets it up to the top. And it's 3 white lights. It goes on the board. So now, Jodie McPeak, 122.5. So this will give her the silver medal if she gets this on the board, because she's a fraction lighter than Burns. So for Burns to get the silver medal, she would have had to have lifted more. So Jodie McPeak, if she puts this on the board, it's a silver medal in the squat. Can she put this one on the board? She has the strength. Was it deep enough? Not quite. So now Karen Burns from Great Britain has the opportunity here to lift for the silver medal in the squat. She misses this, she stays with the bronze. If she gets this one on the board, she will sneak in and take home the silver medal for the squat. Just shuffles those hands in, just trying to get as tight as she can there. Walk out, looks good. She needs to put this on the board for a silver medal. It's rising, it goes to the top. What do the referees say? And it's a good lift. She will get the silver medal in the squat. And right now, we've got a world record attempt, 128 kilograms from Antoinette Kemper. And the previous world record, 127.5. So she's going to throw a change plate on there and see if she can get the 128. She has been looking on fire so far. She's in the gold medal position for the squat. This one is for the world record. Can she get her hands on a world record to wrap that gold medal up in? 128 kilograms. Her lifts have looked fantastic. Can she put this one in the bag as well? This is more than she's ever lifted before. She's no stranger to records though. She's got a 125.5 on there. She's got a couple on her resume already, but a world one would be nice. Gets the air in, sinks it in. She's working for it, but it's just a little bit too much today. But a great way to finish that session with a world record attempt. And that top three is going to get very, very close as we progress through the rounds. We'll take a quick 10-minute break and we'll be right back here with the bench press. Welcome back to Helsingborg, Sweden for the IPF 2019 World Classic Powerlifting Championships, and we are just about to get underway with the bench press here for the Masters 3 under 57 kilo women, and it is a tight competition. Only 5 lifters in this flight, so we'll have an extra minute at the end of each round of lifts, so these ladies can get that extra bit of breath in before they come out for their second and their third. So opening up in about 14 seconds is Agnes Deutia from Iceland. She'll be opening with 37.5 kilograms. And of course, a big shout out to the people that make this possible. Alico, constantly raising the bar. Uplift, bringing coaches and athletes together from around the world. And SPD, the finest lifting apparel you can get your hands on. And 37.5 kilos on the bar. And here she comes, looking to get this first one on the books. A little bit unstable there, but a fast lift, and that should be a good lift. Let's wait and see, and it is. She gets 2 white lights. She gets 1 red there, and we'll have a bit of a look at the replay, probably for maybe some foot movement or head movement. Well, 42.5 now for Caroline Kniff from Ireland. And you can see in her corner there some great men in the Irish Powerlifting Federation. And not just great coaches, but doing a fantastic job for powerlifting and building powerlifting as well. So 42.5 kilograms for opening lift, just a smidge under her personal best. Looks like a national record on her hands, on her resume as well there at 46.5. And that's a good opening lift, and the referees agree. It's 3 white lights. The world record for the Masters 3 is in under 57s. 69 kilograms, I think. Getting the blocks set up, so lifters are allowed blocks under their feet up to 30 centimeters. So looking to open at 45 kilograms for Svetlana Eremenko from Russia. Good touch. And that should be a good lift, and it is with 3 white lights. Edith Guiness now from France, 52.5 kilograms. And that should be a good lift. And it is 3 white lights. So now looking for 57.5 kilograms. For Judith strength, 57.5 to open with. And the bar is loaded. Just giving some instructions to the center spotter there, how she wants that bar lifted off. And these new Eleiko racks look like they're a lot better for the spotters and loaders as well. The previous racks were absolutely fantastic, and you wouldn't think you could improve on that, but they have. And that should be a good lift. And it is, with 3 white lights, and they're all on the board for their first lift. So we'll add a minute to the clock and let them get that extra breath of air in. And of course, great sponsors behind these events and behind the IPF as well. SBD, another one of our great sponsors. They've been making lifting apparel, knee sleeves, wraps, all sorts of things. Anything you need, they've got it, and it is the absolute best you can get your hands on. If you've ever had the opportunity to compare the difference, you certainly know when you're wearing a pair of SBD knee sleeves. Very, very popular, not just because of their sponsorship, because they're good. They are absolutely fantastic. They make fantastic wrist wraps as well, and you'll see a lot of athletes wearing the SBD gear. Of course, they released their patented belt a few years ago, their 13mm belt with their patented belt buckle, and everyone wanted to get their hands on those. So we get underway now with Agnes from Iceland with 40 kilograms for her second lift. So just going back to the records for this one, 57 kilo Masters 3. Current world record is 69 kilograms. It was set in 2018 in Hong Kong by Hitomi from Japan. Right now, Iceland, 40 kilograms for a second lift. All of them have green lights for their opening lifts. So they're all on the board. Now they can start having some fun. That should be a good lift. And we've got 3 red lights. Let's have a look at the replay. Let's see what happened. And can't quite see from there. She might have beaten the rack command. Might have seen some movement. The coach is coming to the jury, but it's 3 red lights, so she can't actually contest that. Right now, though, we've got Ireland, Carolyn Kniff, 45 kilograms. Just clipping her belt up. The belt is the only thing you're allowed to adjust on the platform. Now remember, the referees have a much better vantage point than we do. Gets a good press. And what do the referees say? She gets the 3 white lights. It's on the board. Svetlana Anamenko from Russia now, 50 kilograms. And a good opening lift at 45, now looking for 50. So they have 1 minute to start their lift. It's always good with bench to be ready to go as soon as bar load is called. If something's not right, the head referee can actually call for a replacement and tell you what the problem is, and then you have to reset. You need to give yourself time. Having to work hard for that one. It's a little too much today. She had good speed off the chest, but just couldn't convert. So we go to 55 kilograms now for Edith Gournest from France. Just a nice little 2.5 kilo jump from her opening lift. Nothing too dramatic. Better off taking a couple of small jumps and getting those numbers on the board, and then a big jump and missing them all together. It's all about where you finish, not where you start. Nice touch. Chest is up high, drives it through. And that should be good. Let's wait and see though. And it is. It's 3 white lights. Judith Strength now, USA. 60 kilograms. She's got herself in a very, very good position here. Has herself in that gold medal position for the bench press. And see her getting those shoulders under as far as she can, digging those shoulder blades in. Great press. And she gets the 3 white lights. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll add a minute to the clock and let that roll around so they get a little bit of extra rest there. So a couple of missed lifts in that round, but they're all on the board. So far everyone is in and running to challenge for those medals, and it's going to be a pretty tight battle there. You can see Gournest from France, her predicted overall total, puts a fair way ahead, but anything can happen in powerlifting. And then from that, Judith Trent there with a predicted 265. And of course, Svetlana from Russia with a predicted 250. But 4th and 5th aren't far behind in 240 and 237.5. So those medals, particularly silver and bronze, are really up for grabs. We're going to see them probably try and battle it out and add a little bit more in their deadlifts and try and push each other to make mistakes and try and move up the rankings a little bit. And in about 4 seconds, we'll see 42.5 kilograms on the bar for Agnes Deuter from Iceland for her 3rd lift. I think the spotters and loaders are probably thankful for that extra minute as well. Certainly not easy work, shifting weights around all day. And here she comes to 42.5 kilograms. She needs to plant those feet. Head needs to stay in contact with the bench. Shoulders and butt need to stay in contact with the bench. That looks good from here. And it is, it's on the board. Guess that one on the board. She's happy with that. Carolyn Kneff from Ireland now, 47.5. So far, she's having a great day. And this lift will temporarily roll her up into the bronze medal position for the bench press. getting right up on those shoulders. Wants to try and get those shoulders dug in, that chest as high as she can. You can see her tighten everything up there. Keeping that chest up, form stays intact, and she's able to drive that through. That should be a good lift, and it is, and it's on the board. So now 50 kilograms for Svetlana Elemenko from Russia. So this will push her back into the bronze medal position. She missed this on her second lift. I should be wanting to get this right this time round, and just the spotters and loaders making sure that rack is right. They just had one rack a little higher than the other rack. Doing a great job out there today. Svetlana from Russia now, looking to get that 50 kilos on the board. This will give her back the bronze medal in the bench. And needs that extra 5 kilos on her total. A little bit crooked there. That's a lot better though. Kept her chest up, kept tight, and gets the 3 white lights. And it's on the board, so she'll take back that bronze medal now. And loading to 57.5 now, Edith Guinness from France. And she has the silver medal in the bench press packed away already. And this will give her an extra couple of kilos on her predicted total. So far, her predicted total gives her a very, very good breathing space between her and the rest of the pack. And those extra couple of kilos make a big difference. Got a very good touch, but it was just a little bit too heavy. So we go to 62.5 kilograms now. Judith Drenth from the US of A. Her last one was absolutely fantastic. And this will give her a personal best. And what's better, a personal best at an international competition, and she has already wrapped up the gold medal in the bench press. 62.5, that extra couple of kilos just goes a long way to trying to peg down that first position overall total. And it was just a little bit too much. She held her form very, very well. Chest was up, but it was just a little too heavy today. So we go straight now into the Masters 2, 57 kilo, with Grażyna Gawala from Poland opening at 42.5. So 42.5 kilos on the bar. Grażyna from Poland. Just a smidge under her personal best at 45 kilograms. That chest up. Ooh, a little bit of a stumble on the touch there, but it didn't seem to affect her press at all. She just hesitated a fraction, but it didn't affect her press. So it goes on the board. So 52.5 now. Elena Medina from Russia. So the current world M2 record, 102.5. Right now, Elena from Russia, 52.5. Great press, great technique, gets those feet under and drives hard, and gets the 3 white lights. So that current world record, 102.5, was set back in 2015 in Finland by Deva Zravin from Lithuania. Right now, Karina Solig from Sweden, 52.5 kilograms. And that one goes on the books as well. Looks like she's enjoying her bench, or a little more than she was enjoying those squats. They were tough, but she got them on the board. Karen Burns from Great Britain, 57.5 kilograms. Opening on a personal best. .55 on the bar. Her personal best, 55 kilograms. And gets that big breath, pushes that chest up. There it is, drives through the legs, but it was just a little bit too much today. You can see she really drove through that body. Just needs to get that timing right, and she'll absolutely nail that on her next attempt. Jodie McPeak from Canada now, 60 kilograms. She's having a pretty good day so far. You can see the different techniques of how people set up on the bench. And this new design Alico rack also has, they've also increased the friction or increased the grip on the bench itself. And that will enable athletes to drive that a little bit harder. Jane Berntsen now from Norway, 62.5 kilograms. And she's been having a good day so far. And she looks like she's enjoying herself. And you talk to athletes after the competitions, and doesn't matter whether they won or lost, they all talk about what a great time they had competing. And you can see the expressions on their faces. That looks like a good press from here, and it is. Gets the 3 whites. So 67.5 will go on the bar for Antoinette Kemper now from the US of A. And she's been having a fantastic day so far as well. A great squat session. Now looking for a great bench session. Has that wide foot position. You're seeing that a little bit more often now, just enabling her to improve her stability on the bench. And it works well for her because she puts that one on the board. It should be on the books, and it is. So 67.5 on the bar. Petra from Czechia. $67.5. And this will put her in a very, very good position in the overall totals. Probably sunk it a little bit deeper into her chest than she really wanted to, but she gets it back there and gets the 2 white lights, 1 red light. Let's have a look at the replay there. And a little bit of lifting from the butt. You can pick up from one side, and the referee's there. But 2 white lights is all you need. So 70 kilos for Victoria Cederholm from Sweden now. $70 kilograms. Remember, these are under 57 kilo masters too. Weighed in at 56.4. So lifting well above body weight. And that's a good lift. So we load 80 kilos for Melissa Mitchell from the USA now. Yeah, she had a tough run on squats. She missed her first 2 and then just got in there by the skin of her teeth on the last one. And right now she wants 80 kilos on this bench. Personal best is 82.5. And just giving some instructions there how she wants that lift off. Always a good idea to talk to your spotter about how you want the lift off. And that's a great opening lift. That is going to boost her confidence dramatically. After the opening couple of squats she had, that is really going to go a long way. Right now, Grażyna Gawala from Poland for her second lift at 45 kilograms. You can see getting those shoulders under, lifting that chest up, feet back, You want that system, that back midsection, everything as tight as possible. And she just couldn't quite get it there. She got a little bit off center on the way down. And you can see it affected her. But she got it there in the end. So 55 kilograms on the bar now for Karina Solag from Sweden. Very fast. And she gets the 3 white lights. Alina Badina from Russia now, 57.5 kilograms. Looking for a nice light touch, and she gets it. And that's a good lift. It's on the board at 57.5. Karen Burns now, Great Britain, 57.5. Missed this on her opener. The coach just giving her some last minute instructions in the corner. And here she comes. Looking for a personal best of 57.5. Oh, she's working hard. It's still going up. It's at the top. She's locked it. What do they say? No lift. Unfortunately, the bar taking a bit of a dip there. She came down quick, got a nice touch. And was just shifting all over the place. She had a lot of trouble on that right-hand side. Jodie McPeak, 62.5 kilograms. Great touch, very steady, and converts that into a very solid press as well for 3 white lights. You can see there that chest coming up to the bar, keeps that chest up all the way through. Jane Berntsen from Norway, 67.5 kilograms. And she has been having a fantastic day so far. gets that chest up so high. Great technique to watch. And it was just a little bit tough on that one. She had great technique. Her setup was fantastic. And she has a bit of a laugh about that as she walks off. Just didn't want to move. Antoinette Kemper now, 70 kilograms. And of course, Burns from Great Britain in a little bit of trouble now, having missed her first 2 benches. But Antoinette Kemper, 70 kilograms, has been absolutely outstanding today. That wide stance gets the stability. Oh, she had to work hard, but it gets to the top. I see her body just starting to twist, but she gets it there, and 3 white lights. You can see her body just starts to shift to one side a little bit. Petra Nezhenkova from Czechia now, 70 kilograms. She's been looking good so far. Quite a narrow grip. And it could be a little bit of downward movement there. The whole body was shifting around. But she gets it there with 2 white lights, and the coach is breathing a sigh of relief. And you can see the body just shifting around there. She probably got lucky on that one. So 75 kilograms for Victoria Cederholm from Sweden. An opening lift of 70, so 5 kilo from 70 to 75. Doesn't seem like a lot, but on a bench press in this weight class, it's quite a large percentage. She's no stranger to this area. She's at a personal best of 72.5, so this will be a new personal best for her. And she gets it to the top. It looks good, and it is. She had to work hard for it. You can see the body shaking, but she gets it there in the end. So Melissa Mitchell now 85 kilograms for a personal best. Saved herself on her squats, just getting in there on the last one. But looking so much better on bench press. Her opening bench was absolutely fantastic. And that looks pretty good too. And it is with 3 white lights. Great lift. So we come around to the start again. 45 kilos on the bar for Grażyna Gawala from Poland. So she missed this on her second. Just didn't seem to get everything timed right. Let's see if she can rectify that problem on a third. Nice light touch. And you could see the hesitation when she got the press command there. It was just too much today. Now, Karen Burns from Great Britain. She had absolutely fantastic session on squats, and now she's got herself into a position where she's in all sorts of trouble. Needs to get this on the board. She came into this competition today as a medal favourite, and now she's just fighting to stay in this competition. She's going to have to dig deep and battle those demons from the last two lifts. Timing was better. That looks a lot better from this angle. Let's see what the referees say it is. It's on the board and she stays in the game. Probably not how she quite envisioned her bench press session going, but she gets it on the board. So 57.5 on the bar for Karina Solig from Sweden. She's had two good lifts so far. Her bench certainly looks a lot easier for her, or less of a grind than her squats were. She certainly had to work hard for that 102.5 squat. And she gets it to the top. It's 3 white lights. Elena Badina now from Russia, 60 kilograms. She's had two very good lifts so far. Well, let's see how she manages 60. It'll be a personal best for her. She's having to work for it. She gets it to the top. She didn't look as comfortable in the descent, but she turned it around very, very well. So right now, Jodie McPeak from Canada, 65 kilograms. And it just looks a little too heavy. Not going to happen today. So 67.5 now. Jane Berntsen from Norway. Can she put 67.5 on the board? And it's just a little bit too much. Her setup looked really good, but it was just a little too heavy. Just didn't want to shift. Antoinette Kemper now 72.5. She has currently the bronze medal. And if she can get this one on the board, that should secure that bronze medal position for the bench press. And a little bit of a bobble there on the touch, and it is all over the place. But somehow she managed to get that back to the top. The bar can come up unevenly. It just cannot go back down. So she gets that one on the board. So 72.5 kilograms now. Petra from Czechia. Mezhnikova looking for 72.5. She did it 67.5 for an opener very well. Hit a 70 kilo for a second lift, and it was tough. It was a tough second lift. Even the coach breathed a sigh of relief. And now looking for 72.5, and it's going to be tough. And just a bit of discussion with the chief referee and the jury there. It's like the previous lift might actually get overturned. I believe it might be overturned, or it might be a relift. We'll wait and see what happens. So right now, 72.5 kilograms on the bar. And just waiting to see what happens here. All right, just a bit of discussion. The chief referee and the chief jury member. And just waiting to see what the outcome is for that. Doesn't look like anything's changed there. So right now, 72.5 for Petra Mezhnikova from Czechia. The second lift was a tough one. Let's see how her third goes. Taking her time there. And it's not going to happen today. So she'll get the 3 red lights and a no lift on that one. But she has 2 lifts on the board. The 77.5 goes on now for Victoria Cederholm from Sweden. She's had 2 good lifts so far. It'd be certainly nice to get this one on there. There's not a lot of room in bench press to make up ground and make up extra weight. So getting all 3 on the board can make a very, very big difference. This is the difference. This would be a 7.5 kilo increase in her total as opposed to 5 kilos. And it's just a little bit too much. Gives the crowd a bit of a wave there, so she's not unhappy with that. Now, Melissa Mitchell, 87.5 kilograms. It's the gold medal in the bench press. Here she comes, 87.5. She has put that squat session behind her, and she is on absolute fire here for the bench press. And this lift is going to make a big difference. That extra couple of kilos could be the extra couple of kilos difference between a gold and a silver at the end of this today. And it looks good. It is 87.5 on the board, and she has the gold medal in the bench press, and that one step closer to the overall gold medal total as well. We are going to take a short 10-minute break, and we will be right back with the deadlift session. Welcome back to Helsingborg, Sweden, the IPF 2019 World Classic Powerlifting Championships. And we are just about to get the deadlift session underway for the under 57 kilo M3s and M2s. And the deadlift platform where gods are made and egos are destroyed. This is it. This is where they get to try and challenge for those medals. And it has been a pretty good day of lifting so far, and it just keeps getting better and better. And Carolyn Kniff from Ireland is going to be starting this session off with 102.5 in the under 57 M3s. And she's had a pretty good day so far. She's on the board. And let's see what she can do with her deadlifts. You can see Ines from France is going to be very, very tough to challenge. She's got a solid deadlift with an opener at 150 and a predicted total of 305. So if she can put them on the board, she's going to be hard to catch. But right now, 102.5 on the board. And that's a good opening lift. It should be 3 white lights, and it is. We jump straight to 105 now. Svetlana Alemenko from Russia wants to put this one on the board and then try and chase after a little bit of jewelry to take home. Just a smidge under a personal best. A sumo deadlift. And that is a good opening lift. That's the sort of lift you want for an opener. And 110 goes on the bar. Agnes Joyter for Iceland. And she looks like she's having a ball today. Stands it up, locks it out, and gets the 3 white lights. Judith Drenth from the US of A, 117.5. And currently predicted totals puts her in the silver medal, so she wants to put this one on the board. Make sure she doesn't put any unnecessary pressure on herself. She has plenty of talcum powder on those legs there to make sure that bar slides up nice and easily. And that should be a good lift, and it is. It's on the board. 150 goes on the bar now. Edith Guerres from France, and she is going to be tough to beat if she can put this one on the board. It's just a smidge under her personal best. The current world record, 155.5, which I believe is her world record. At 155.5 is the current world record. She's looking for 150 to open. I have a feeling she might be just thinking about having a crack at that today. And we'll know in a minute. We'll see how fast this one moves. And she gets it to the top, probably a little tougher than she wanted for an opening lift, but it's on the board. that's another one on the books. Carolyn Knuff now. So we'll put an extra minute on the clock. And wait for that to roll around. There's only 5 lifters in this flight. So we just add that extra minute so these ladies can get a little bit more air in. And just looking at that world record, 155.5, it is in fact belongs to Edith Gourness from France. She set that one in 2017 in Minsk, Belarus, at the World Championships there. And we'll be back there again in 2020. So in a few seconds, we'll have Carolyn from Ireland coming out for her second lift. And loading the bar up now for that one. There might be a little bit of an error with the board. I've got a 102.5 on her books from her first lift. And we'll see what's happening here. And it looks like the announcer has picked up on that. But everyone seems to be aware, and they fixed that. It's 107.5 now for her second lift. Had a great opening lift. And of course, powerlifting Ireland just growing at an absolutely rapid rate. And that should be a good second lift, 107.5, and it's on the books. Agnes Deuter now from Iceland, 115 kilograms, just shy of her personal best. 67 years of age and been competing for 3 years. And looking for 115 kilograms. Gourness there from France, putting a 156 for a second. She's going to have a crack at that world record for a second lift, and she's in a pretty good position. Once she got that opening lift on the board, she's a good 40 kilos ahead of the rest of the field. And another good lift there from Iceland. And she gets one red light. I think, just looking at the referee there, I think she actually pressed the white. But she gets the 2 and it's on the board. Svetlana Elemenko from Russia now, 115. And a good opening lift, 105. There's good positioning, the legs for a sumo lift there. And very smooth, and places it down ever so gently for 115 and 3 white lights. Judith Drenth from the USA, 125. She's put 117.5 on the board already. She wants to hold on to that silver medal position. But Eremenko from Russia is just trying to snap at her heels there and peg her down. So this becomes a rather important lift. And she gets it to the top. Probably wasn't the prettiest lift we've seen, but it gets the job done. 2 white lights. So now for a world record attempt at 156. Edith Gourness from France. holds the world record at 155.5 and decides, you know what? Well, let's throw some change plates on there and make it 156. $156 kilos on the bar for a world record attempt. Day one, and we've already seen world records dropping left, right, and center. It just doesn't get better than this. And every time I say it doesn't get better than this, it does. It's that head up high. She's working the bar, and it's just a little bit too much. And I think get some breath, get some air in, get some water. I think she'll get that on a third attempt. And she'll be out there in a moment to give that a crack as well. So we'll throw 112.5 on for Carolyn from Ireland, and we'll take a minute's rest. There's only 5 women in this flight. So we'll give them a bit of time to get a little bit of air into their lungs, recover a little bit. And of course, none of this is possible with our great sponsors, Alico, who consistently raise the bar, and we've seen that again and again and again. And of course, it's fantastic to be here in Sweden, the homeland of Alico. Uplift, who are bringing quality coaches from around the world together with athletes from around the world, and you'll see a lot of coaches and athletes here that are utilizing the Uplift system. And of course, SPD, who are always here, always supporting the competitions, always supporting the athletes. Some of the greatest lifting gear you can get your hands on, from knee sleeves to wrist wraps, to shirts, to singlets, to soft suits. They've got it all, and it is absolutely the best you can get your hands on. And we'll load up to 112.5 now. For Carolyn from Ireland. She's had 2 good lifts so far on the deads. Wants to get this one on there as well to hold on to that 4th position. And this will be a personal best for her as well. So last lift, she's going to need to get focused. She's going to need to give everything she's got. She's putting everything into it. She stands up, locks it. And it looks good. And it is. 3 white lights. So 120 goes on the bar now. Agnes Stoita from Iceland. It's not going to be enough to move up a position, but it could be enough to get her a bronze medal in the deadlift. It'll temporarily move her into the bronze medal position, and then she'll just have to sit back and wait. But whatever the outcome, she has had a fantastic day here today. She gets that to the top with a big smile. I think she had a couple more kilos in the tank there as well. And it's 3 white lights. So 125 now. Svetlana Namenko from Russia. And this will move her up to 2nd position temporarily in the total rankings, and into 2nd position for the deadlift. And she is putting the pressure on Drent from USA, who is just a smidge heavier as well. And let's not forget, athletes can actually change their last lift. And it's just a little bit too heavy. The end of the day, just nothing left in the tank. So Judith Drenth now from USA, 130. She has the deadlift silver medal, and she has the total silver medal as well. And she's got them wrapped up, ready to take home. So 130 kilograms for a personal best. And she'll be walking out of here with a bit of jewelry today. And she's got a hold of it. She's just losing that grip, but she gets the down command in time. And she gets it on the board. Great way to finish. And now 156 on the bar. This is a monster lift. Remember, these are under 57. She weighed in at 56.6 kilos, and she's looking at lifting 156 for a world record. Didn't quite go according to plan on a second. And would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to see what her coach said to her in the break there between lifts. And get her head back in the game. It's been a long day of lifting for her. But if anyone can get this one on the board, it's this lady. And it's the last lift. She's just got to leave it all on the platform. And just not enough energy left in the tank. She looks at the head referee and says, yeah, not today. We'll pick this one up another day, but she will take home the gold medal. She is the world champion here in Sweden. We move straight in to the Masters 2 now. 100 kilograms goes on the bar for Grażyna Gabala from Poland. The big 100, the nemesis. Well under a PB of 110. Wants to put this one on the board, and then she can have some fun. And she does just that. 3 white lights. Now, Elena Ladina from Russia, 105. She's been having a good day. 51 years of age, just 3 years competing. One of the greatest sports in the world, powerlifting. You can start this sport at any age, young or old or older. I don't like to say old. Makes me feel old. 105. That should be a good lift, and you can see there as she started to remember to push those knees out, the speed picked up, and that was a very, very good lift. Knees push out here, and the speed picks up. Victoria Cederholm from Sweden now, 115 kilograms. And that was a nice, easy opening lift. Karina Solak from Sweden with 115 as well. She had to do a lot of grinding on her squats. And then her bench press was absolutely fantastic. Now with 115 for a deadlift. And stands that up, no problems at all. And it's on the board. So 125 now, Jane Berntsen from Norway. And she's been having a fantastic day. She just looks like she's enjoying every moment of this competition. And she's put that one on the board so she can start to play now. Antoinette Kemper now from the USA, 127.5. And she is in a very, very good position. If she can put this one on the board, she can start to put some pressure on those top two places and just maybe sneak up the rankings a little bit. She's certainly got plenty of talcum powder on those legs there to make sure it slides up. I'm going to try and reduce the friction between the bar and the legs as much as you can. And that was a very quick lift. 3 white lights, no problems at all. So Melissa Mitchell from the US now 130. She had probably the toughest time on squats. Just managed to get in by the skin of her teeth on the last lift. Then her bench was absolutely magnificent. And she has shaken off those demons. And that should be a good lift as well. And it is with 3 white lights. So 132.5 now. Petra Mezinkova from Czechia. And a smooth opening lift. It should be a good lift. And it's on the board. The 135 for Jodie McPeak now from Canada. She's sitting back in 5th in overall predicted totals at the moment. But is in a nice little position where she could just challenge. She does have a good deadlift. She could just put in a bit of a challenge. And the way she moved that 135, she definitely has a good deadlift. That looked like a warm-up. At a 145 now. Karen Burns from Great Britain. $145 kilograms on the bar. push those knees out. And it stands to the top. And it's on the board, 145, so they're all on the board. Now the competition heats up. We go to 110 now for Grażyna Ebala from Poland. Opened with a 100. And this will be equal to her personal best. So 110 kilograms. She's got quite a wide off-centered hand position. And it certainly works for her. And it puts that one on the board. Elena Medina from Russia now, 112.5. She's been in a pretty solid performance today. All those knees coming in, just needs to push those knees out a little. And I imagine that the coach will be telling her a few things out the back. Push those knees out, lift the head up, lift the chest up. And that one will come up on her third attempt. 125, Victoria Cederholm from Sweden. And she looks extremely happy, and she hasn't even done the lift yet. Had to work for it, but she puts it there and puts it down ever so gently. And gets the 3 white lights. A 125. Karina Solig from Sweden. And she has been a great performer today. She has given it everything. And it's paid off. And she's going to grind it all the way. She gets it to the top. What do the referees say? Particularly looking at the side refs, and unfortunately it's a no lift. I imagine that is for resting on her thighs. If you see it from this angle, we can probably see in the replay there. It pushes the thighs out and leans back into it. And that's a no lift, unfortunately. Jane Berntsen from Norway. 132.5 for a personal best. And she locks it at the top. What do the referees say? 3 white lights for a personal best. Gives a nice little bow to the crowd. The 137.5 now. Antoinette Kemper from the USA. She is currently in 3rd position. And this lift will actually temporarily put her into the gold medal position on total. But it's just a little bit too heavy on this attempt. You can see all of these ladies trying to push themselves to the absolute limit. And after a full day of lifting, there's not a whole lot of energy left in the tank. And Melissa Mitchell, 140. Have to be the best comeback we've seen after having such a rough time on squats. Absolute professional. And it's a good lift. It goes on the board. Petra Mezhenkova from Czechia now, 140. This is to try and put a bit of pressure on those top three. Sending a message saying if you want to go home with a medal today, you're going to have to work for it. You're not going to have it all your own way. Has to work a little bit hard for it. But it's a good lift. So Jodie McPeak from Canada now, 145. This will temporarily put her in the gold medal position in deadlift and move her up to silver on the total rankings. And needs to put this one on the board to put pressure on. And it's not of the prettiest of lifts, but it's a lift. And it's a good lift. And that'll put the pressure on the top runners now. So we go to 155 now. Karen Burns. And if this lift moves well, she might just be planning to take a bit of a crack at the world record. Needs to put this one on the board, if anything, to put pressure on that gold medal position. And that was a better lift. She got the knees out a bit better on that one. And it's on the board. We come back round for the last round of deadlifts now. 112.5 on the bar for Alina Ladina from Russia. A 112.5, so she missed this on a second attempt. Just couldn't get those knees into position. Couldn't get the power drive through. Let's see what the coach has said to her in the break there. And the knees come out, and look at the speed come up there. What a difference. And it goes on the board. Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to listen to what he said to her. We would have needed a Russian fly though. So 115 now. Rosina Gabala from Poland. 115 kilograms on the bar. And stands it up to get 3 from 3 on the deadlifts. So 125 goes on the bar. Sorry, 115 on the bar. Just got a little bit of a technical problem with the board. And the chief referees recognise that. And the chief referees recognised we've got the different name on the screen to the person that's about to walk out lifting. And there we go, that's sorted out now. So 125 for Karina Solik from Sweden. And the guys spotting and loading are only able to load what they see on the screen. So Karina Solik from Sweden, 125. It's just a bit too heavy on a second attempt. Hopefully that little bit of extra air is giving her the edge now. And no, still just a little bit too heavy. Nothing left in the tank at the end of the day. She has given it absolutely everything she's got. And she can go away holding her head very high from a fantastic performance. So 130 now, Victoria Cederholm from Sweden. She wants 130. This will equal her personal best. And she's fired up for this last lift. And she gets it moving. And gets it to the top. It should be a good lift. And it is. So Jane Berntsen now from Norway for 135. She's had a fantastic competition today. Enjoyed every minute of it. And can she finish on a personal best? She's going to keep working. She's getting it to the top. Let's see what the referees say. No lift. It's like she rested it on her thighs a little bit there. But she gave it everything she had. And she never quit on that at all. You can see just a little bit of thigh rest. Antoinette Kemper now 137.5. This will put her into bronze medal position on the total temporarily. With 4 lifters to follow her. Taking her time, getting focused, gets that big breath of air in. And she has used up every last bit of energy she has. And she certainly took the fight to them. Petra Lezhenkova from Czechia now, 142.5. And this is to try and get up the rankings here as well. This will temporarily put her into 3rd position in the totals. And this one, 142.5, personal best, and to temporarily give her a bronze position overall. And I think there might have been a bit of bar dip in that one. Let's wait and see what the referees saw from their angle, and it was 3 red lights. That's a no lift, and the coach just making sure she knows that that's exactly what she did. And the call was good. So 145 now, Melissa Mitchell. It's always a bit tough out there when you're on the platform. You're doing everything you can to lift that bar, and sometimes you don't realise, you don't feel like you've rested on your thighs or had a double dip at it or a double movement. And it's nice when the coach sort of says, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So 145 now for Melissa Mitchell. This is to move her into the gold medal position temporarily and the bronze medal position in the deadlift. This one will give her the bronze medal in the deadlift. And it looks good. And it is, so she'll take the bronze medal in the deadlift, and now she'll just have to wait and see how things play out to see where she finishes overall. Anywhere between gold and bronze. And that bar is low to 155. Needs to put this one on the board. This will give her the temporary gold medal position in the deadlift and move her into 2nd position overall. But certainly not from lack of trying. She gave it everything she had, but it just wasn't enough. So Karen Burns, 160 kilograms now. So 160 kilograms for Karen Burns. So she has the gold medal overall. If she gets this. So if she gets this on the board, she'll take the gold medal overall on body weight, because she is just a feather lighter than Mitchell. It's a big, big lift and a big personal best. But not today. But it was certainly worth having a crack at that one. So Burns will take the gold medal in the deadlift. Mitchell will take overall. Burns with silver overall, and McPeak with bronze overall. What a fantastic session that has been. Don't go too far away. We'll have the medal ceremony very, very shortly. And then we'll be back for even more action this afternoon. So,
This is for session number 3. You are delayed with 10 minutes before the game starts. So 10 minutes plus 6 to start that session. You can go ahead and order a small memory. Please, Mr. Assistant.
How many more? How many more for sheets?
So here's
One more? Uno. Two?
Robert, we also need one here.
All right.
sorry. You can't be there. Hello, Preston. Hello, please. Hello, please. Just want to let you know, the rest in front of you. Yeah. Start on the spot. You can set up on the feet. Cross the goes from Ireland. Charlie. Okay. And to you. Caroline. From Ireland.
What's your name?
Caroline.
Woo! Caroline. You. For listeners, goes to Stella, the medical restaurant. Silver goes to France, is left to the bar. It is. Golden goes to USA, you. That is. Bronze goes to Iceland. Silver. I'm going to stop here. Iceland, yes. Yes.
That's number 3. The bronze. Silver goes to USA, first.
Good.
Master View 57, the squad bronze medal goes to Canada, Yuri, and Keith. 120. Silver medal goes to Frederick and Jared Burns. 122.5. Gold medal goes to USA. Thank you. Deadlifts, bronze medal goes to USA, and then Jennifer 72.5. Silver medal goes to Sweden, Victoria Sedal, 75. Gold medal goes to USA, Lisa Mitchell, 87.5. Thank you. Deadlifts, bronze medal goes to USA, Lisa Mitchell, 145. Silver medal goes to Canada, Yuri, 145. And the gold medal goes to Frederick and Jared Burns, 155. Thank you.
Here we go.
And for the total, bronze medal goes to Canada, Yuri, 27.5. Yuri. Yuri.
Nice, Jody.
Yuri. Silver medal goes to Frederick and Jared Burns, 35. And the gold medal and the world champion, Lisa Mitchell, USA, 40. Ladies and gentlemen, release the national anthem of the resistance to revolution. And for deadlift, second score.
Same.
Silver goes to Tatiana Polina Russia, 15. So we have 3 laps, 30, 45. That's a easy one. And for the total,
Thank you.
silver, Russia, Tatiana Polina, 247.5. And the master board is the Ina Kulak, 271 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the National Deadlift. Master 3. Games from bronze medal goes to USA, Anthony Marsteiner, 27.5. Silver medal goes to South Africa and Susan Farrell, 100 kilo. And the gold medal goes to Norway and Israel, 105 kilo. Casey, where are you? Beautiful. Thank you. And for the bench. Bronze medal goes to South Africa and Susan Farrell, 52.5. Susan, bronze medal in the bench. Silver medal goes to France and goes to Golda, 70 kilo. Casey, 18. Gold medal goes to USA, Anthony Marsteiner, 70 kilo.
Fighting medal.
Thank you. For the deadlift, bronze medal goes to France, Stacey, Golda, 130. Silver medal goes to Norway and Israel, 113.5. Gold medal goes to USA, Anthony Marsteiner, 132.5. Thank you. For the total results, bronze medal goes to Norway and Israel, 290 kilo. Silver medal goes to France, AC, Honda, 230 Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand up for the national anthem of the United States of America?
Yes, please. Yes. All right, together, yes?
Yes.
Pictures? Thank you.
Thank you. Master 273 class, corresponding spot was to listen to the calls on the 24. Student is Russia, the second pool on the 30. Thank you. For Memphis, Roscoe goes to Ireland, Harry, 75. So that goes to USA, Kennedy, Harry, 74. And the order goes to Elena, the second Russia, 96. You were the Thank you. Deadlift. So that goes to Ireland, Harry, 1.715. So that goes to Russia, Elena, the second 1.65. And the order goes to USA, Roberta Carlson, 1.715.
You must be more working because your body weight now is up.
And
So
also,
very good. I must carry you.
Roscoe goes to USA, Roberta Carlson, 250. So that goes to Ireland, Harry, 3.215. The golden world champion in Master 363, Elena Lozano, Russia, 321. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the national anthem of South Korea.
Some of the ladies have
Everybody have. Yeah.
Once again, I'd like to remind that
Thank you, all of them. First.
one more. As this one. Okay. All right, one more. Daisy.
Give me that, I can give you.
Ladies